Hello, Let's Talk Sport viewers, and welcome to our Liverpool versus Manchester City Champions League quarter-final preview here on Let's Talk Sport YouTube. I am Conor Porter, and joining alongside me is the die-hard Liverpool fan of the show, Mr. Joe Stanley. And, this is going to be quite an epic encounter. One English team will be booking their place into the semi-finals once this two-legged encounter has been done and dusted in the books. First off, though, is the first leg taking place at Anfield this coming Wednesday. And, we've always talked about the kind of atmosphere that Liverpool have got at Anfield, especially during the European nights. You know, we remember the days of Chelsea in the late 2000s as well, and in that kind of encounter. So, City visiting Liverpool on this kind of occasion, Joe. Do you think perhaps it's going to be a repeat of what happened in January, where, of course, Liverpool managed to win that game by 4-3?
Yeah, I do think it'll be another repeat where the game will have goals. Great performance. I reckon Liverpool win. I reckon it'll be one of those European nights that'll stand up with Inter Milan 65, St Etienne 77, Chelsea 2005. Before that, you played Juventus in the quarter-finals as well, so you mustn't miss that one out. I reckon it'll be another epic European night at Anfield. You've got the fans that will create the atmosphere. City aren't. This isn't a big Man City. They're not used to playing in front of big European atmospheres. They've not been in the Champions League for long. And Liverpool fans have already promised that they're going to create an atmosphere that will intensify Anfield, blow the roof off Anfield, and make City scared.
Of course, City, though, are the champion select, shall we say, of the Premier League and English football. Of course, they could win it against Manchester United this coming weekend. Make sure you stick around for the preview coming up on Let's Talk Sport channel for that. So, yeah, City are coming into this game really high on spirits. A good win against Everton in the weekend. They've got the United game in between this one. They could potentially go full blown out into try and win this game at Anfield and take a good result back to them in the second leg in order to advance into the semi-final stage of this competition. Joe, City is such a dominant team when it comes to passing and keeping retention of the ball. Is it going to be a tough test for Liverpool's defence to try and break that down and control the game at Anfield?
Yeah, of course. It's always going to be hard against City with the quality of players they've got in the midfield. They've got De Bruyne, they've got Nasri. Not Nasri, sorry. Nasri's gone a while ago. Where's Nasri come from? Sterling, I meant. Sorry. And on that pass completion thing and possession statistics, they've got the 90% pass completion, which is the joint highest with Barcelona in the Champions League this season, and a 62% possession, which is joint highest with Barcelona again. So you can see how Pep Guardiola is merging Manchester City to play like his Barcelona side, and that's going to be key for City. They need to keep the ball at Anfield, need to prevent us from getting the ball, because if we get the ball and we play it into our front three, we're just going to cause trouble. They need to just control the pace, try and dull down the atmosphere at Anfield, try to control the pace of the game, and then hit Liverpool on the counter and trouble our defence, because obviously our defence is fairly weak. Or
Liverpool could hit them on the counter as well if they have possession of the ball. You've got the quick pace of Mane and Salah that can easily, dominate on the counter-attack. And, with so many goals that Liverpool have scored in Europe this season, they can certainly be a threat to City's defence on Wednesday night, can't they?
Oh, of course, Liverpool are the highest goal scorers in the Champions League this season with 28 goals. And Firmino is the joint third highest scorer with 7, alongside Kane and Cavani. Only Ronaldo with 12, and Wissam Ben Yedder with 8 have scored more. So Liverpool Football Club are a goal-scoring side. The Klopp has set them up to be attacking side. Obviously, on the downside to that is the defensive display. But if Liverpool can keep the defence tight and can keep City at bay and keep the front line quiet, because I anticipate Aguero starting for Manchester City at the weekend if he's back from his troubles. I think Liverpool could win this game, but the game's going to be won in the midfield for me. Mm-hmm. It's all going to be key in the middle of the park, so it'll be our midfield three. I imagine it'll be Jordan Henderson, Emre Can if he's fit, and maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain or Milner, depending on whether Klopp wants to go for the robust style of Millie or whether he wants to go for the pace of Ox against De Bruyne, Silva and Silva.
Yeah, certainly this game certainly feels like it's going to be won in the midfield, if anywhere else, because both defences have been pretty solid for most of the season. But City have got the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Sané, Sterling, David Silva, Fernandinho in the midfield that have been dominant throughout the season, as you say, with the passing and retention of the possession. So, Joe, the most important thing is now, what do you think the scoreline is going to be here on Wednesday night? Champions League quarter-final, first chance for Liverpool to try and get into the semi-finals of the competition for quite some time. How do you think it's going to go?
Well, I think I'm going for a Liverpool victory. I think the Anfield crowd will inspire them and shock City. And I reckon Liverpool's attacking front three will be too much for City, like they were in the league game. So I'm going to 3-1 Liverpool.
See, I think it's actually going to be a draw in this game. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. The reason I'm saying that is because in that game in January, obviously Liverpool went ahead and they went 4-1 ahead, wasn't it? Yeah. And then eventually Liverpool's defence kind of broke down with the midfield of City really coming into play, and it was only late on really that they got really back into the game and looked like they were going to actually perhaps even maybe get a draw from that game, but eventually Liverpool were able to hang on and get the victory in that one. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I see City perhaps taking this game back to the Etihad after the Manchester derby as well. It's going to be certainly an interesting second leg for certain, and we'll see how it plays out at Anfield. So it should be a really exciting counter. I hope you enjoyed this little preview video, and take care and hope to see you soon.